Happy New Year, everyone. It's been a while since I've been able to share a video, but I've got about 3 months worth of awesome golf coming to the channel in the next few weeks. And I thought I'd kick off 2022 with one of my favorite types of rounds, a revenge round. About a week before this round, I shot a very disappointing 89 at Presidio, and I lost almost all of my strokes on the greens. So before teeing it off on this day, I decided to spend about half an hour on the practice green getting acclimated. I played the same white tees at about 6,100 yards, and just like last time, it played longer than the number. And you can't have every club working every day. And on this particular day, I suffered from a two-way miss with driver, but I do get away with the push fade on the first hole. This approach finds the green, but it will leave me with about a 40-foot lag putt, so it's my first test on the greens. And I'd rate it about a C, because I have about 7 feet here, but I do manage to make it. When short hitters like me see sub 450 yard par 5s, their eyes light up, because even for me this one's gettable. And hitting this one about 210 uphill, I got all of it, but it misses the green just a hair left. But that's a great pitch over the bunkers here, and I'll have just a few feet for birdie. And all that work on the practice greens doesn't help you when you pull 3-footers. The only bad miss on this shot is right. That's what I left myself. It plays about 20 yards uphill, and I actually hit a great one here, but it does find the bunker. And with no lip in these bunkers, I thought putter would be a cool shot, but I just didn't put enough on it. But getting out of here with a bogey is okay. I'll pause here to give another shout out to Presidio Golf Course. This has to be one of the prettiest par 3s I've ever played. And back to the golf part, I have a 3-foot knee knocker here that I do manage to make. On the short par 4 here, all you really have to do is keep it in play to have a wedge in. And I'm actually pretty pleased with this approach. I'll have a good look at 3. But I overread this one a bit, and I'll settle for par. I'm trying to think of complimentary things to say about this hole, because I hit a lot of bad shots on it. It's a brutal drive, my first left miss after missing right at the beginning of the day, a horrible second shot, and a pitch that just doesn't get close enough. I guess the positive thing here is that when you can take a bunch of bad shots and turn them into just a bogey, that's fine. And let's juxtapose that against this hole. There's nothing wrong with that shot off the tee, but this is a really tough putt from the fringe here, and I'm afraid of having it slip by the hole, and I leave the first putt well short. And here comes the real brain fart. That one misses low, and it rolls a good 4 or 5 feet past the hole, and seemingly out of nowhere, we make our first double of the day. There's not much worse than having a swirly driver, because it leaves you playing from out of position all day. And here on 8, I have a tough lie here, and I manage to get it reasonably close to the green. And for the first time on the front here, we do manage to make a good up and down. I've waited a full 9 holes to talk about this, but the conditions were absolute garbage on this day. The night before, San Francisco got its worst rainstorm in several decades, and on this day it was cold, it was wet, it was windy, and scoring was just hard to come by. And here on 9, I get out with a 2-putt par. And all things considered, given the conditions, I'm okay with 4 over on the front here. The up and downs could have been better, and the driver certainly wasn't at its best. But we only turned 1 hole into a disastrous double, and going into the back, I'm feeling reasonably good. That's not the way we wanted to start the back, though. This drive once again has me out of position, and I yank a hybrid and try to just launch it in the air. It catches some tree here, so I'll still have about 150 in. But this one works out, and I'll have a good look at birdie here, and we'll take par. For my money, this is the best 2-shotter at Presidio, and this drive is decent enough that I'll have just a short iron in. And I thought this one would be fine, but it lands between the bunker and the green and rolls back into the bunker. But that's a good shot that will give me a look at salvaging par here, but I don't quite find it. Stroke hole 1 demands a good drive, and that's not quite it. I'll have over 200 in here from a tough lie, and I catch it a bit chunky and it's going to land short. And like I said, I know it's been a while, so as you enjoy the rain-made duck pond here, I hope you consider subscribing to join for more in 2022. We get it on the green here, and it's a tough 2-putt for bogey here on stroke hole 1, but we do manage to make it. This is a very tough elevated green to hit, and that's as well as I'll hit my 5 hybrid, but it doesn't quite make it. And that's some good touch there, and it's my second up and down of the day. Presidio has a few of these funky 300-yard uphill holes, and I find they all play a bit tougher than the number indicates. And here the approach number is a bit in my head, and I hit it to the back of the green with an 8-iron.
Oh, yeah, I like it. Let's go.
And the golf gods smile on me with a very unlikely birdie there. I hit this one well, and it lands in a really tricky spot. It's hard to see topography in video, but you can see the way this ball rolls out, just how tough that one was. And this would be a fantastic up and down, but it finds the lip, and I settle for bogey. These low pull draws aren't going to play well on uphill holes. This one only gets about 210, and the 150 I have left feels like it's playing 190. I leave it 30 short, and this one gets to the back of the green. But this is yet another 2-putt bogey on a day that 360 feels like 460. And 17 is no different. A scuzzy pull draw, and a 7-iron that goes all of about 100 yards up the hill here. And why not bump it with another 7-iron here?
Yeah, we'll take that.
But you know what? Compared to the first round where a lot of these turned into doubles, bogey's okay.
Woo!
If you recall my first round at Presidio, I made a sneaky birdie on 18 just to break 90. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that on the tee, I found some motivation in the idea that I could make a birdie this time on 18 to break 80. And this pitch certainly gives me a good look at it. And golf works in funny ways. There's the birdie to break 80. And it's always nice to beat your last score by 10 strokes and actually play to your handicap. It didn't look pretty, but a couple of birdies and only one blow-up hole allowed us to keep it in check today. And here's my buddy Joe.
This is how it goes today. This is 18, ladies and gentlemen, here in Paradise Presidio. And me and my new friend, you know what I mean? I got you. Man, my new friend, and you know what? It was good. Thank you for coming to Paradise Presidio, and I hope to see you again real soon.
That guy's a gem, and I'm going to have a separate video just about him coming up soon.